Alright, brothers and sisters, it is time to talk about the altcoin season and when will it happen, especially if you want to catch the next big move in the crypto space. In today's video, I'm going to show you why it's coming up soon, especially that we have now Bitcoin that reclaimed its previous range here above 95k, which is very massive, and on the weekend, and we have still a very bullish weekly candle on Bitcoin going on. Now, this is as bullish as it can get since last time when we broke out of this range here. We got this massive rally here, but we did not see any major alt season back here. So that is why it is very important, or the first indicator of a massive alt season is coming, is that we are getting the second one. And usually this is the rally that we do get those alt seasons with this kind of rally. Now, the first thing that we really want to look at is the USDT dominance and how is this thing looking. Quickly here, when you see this, you see when this was at range lows, this was also here Ethereum at its high, and also this downtrend on the USDT dominance, this is when the ETH rally happened. This is also when we had the real alt season back in 2023. This is when we made millions basically back in the days, and we haven't done yet so since 2023 basically. And that's what we're waiting for, that next rally here that's gonna cause the real alt season if you missed the 2023 one. Whenever the USDT dominance starts to rally, we have a breakdown on Ethereum, and whenever it drops, we have a pump on Ethereum. So when Ethereum pumps, we have an alt season basically. What we want to look at here, you can see here clearly that the USDT dominance rejected again here. These are the monthly candles, and we can see we got rejected here, and now it's getting rejected here. And is it gearing up for another leg down? So remember, when this leg down happens, this translates to a pump on Ethereum. The next thing I like to look at as well as Ethereum dominance, and as we can see here, it is pretty much at its range lows as well, pretty much. And these were the lows in 2019 before the rally, and now we're back at these lows, and we can argue that this is some sort of a ranging chart. Wherever it's at its highs, it's like the alt season here, and here it's bear market. Now we're pretty much at the bear market, believe it or not. This is pretty much bear market prices on Ethereum, on altcoins. Especially today I was looking even at Floki, and I remember this was one of those bear market survivors where I got into very early here. This is September 2022. As you can see, this real bear market lows back in the days, and it's funny that Floki got back to these lows again. Now we're seeing it bouncing, but it's funny that it's actually at these bear market lows. So if you never experienced a bear market, these are pretty much the lows, or this pretty much these coins are at their lows ever. Like if we look at Breath on ETH now, we can say that it survived its first bear market. These are bear market prices that we never see after once the alt season hits, and that's crazy because even ETH itself is at its bear market lows. There never was a better time to be buying cryptos as when they are in their bear market lows like today. Now usually when we have this mid bull market drops, we don't see those massive drops like that, and we don't see those bear market prices revisited. But when that happens, usually it's a very good buy opportunity, which most of these coins are still at today. But most importantly, usually we reverse from here. It's only up from here now, especially when you look at this E chart and the E dominance chart. It's only up from here. And it's not like we are in a bear market. When you look at Bitcoin and its massive rally, it's mostly due to the rate cuts, but we're seeing recently President Trump demanding Fed interest rate cuts. Now basically those rates are what causes an alt season, and we're slowly heading toward rate cuts. And what if actually the charts are telling us rate cuts are coming, which we usually see those happen before, as the market usually front runs the news, and usually the market prices in everything. And also it's telling us that most of the sellers sold and are gone, and nobody is left to sell, and only people left are the people that want to buy. And what if this is actually being timed very well, and this is telling us rate cuts are coming soon as the altcoin market is at its bear market lows. Now Bitcoin dominance is one of those as well I like to look at. Now I know this been taking longer than ever. Last time before the 2021 alt season, Bitcoin dominance rallied up only for almost 945 days. Now if we look at today and how long we've been going on this uptrend non-stop, this being an 882 days, now very close to what happened here. This is very normal, as you can see. Now even in 2019 or 2019, 2020, 2021, Bitcoin dominance has just been going on this uptrend. Now when Bitcoin dominance is going up, we don't have a real actual alt season. It only happens when the Bitcoin dominance is going down, as I have outlined here in green. Now when we see this, I understand that we are also very close to the alt season. We're very close. Now the reason we were expecting the Bitcoin dominance to drop way sooner is because regardless of it going up, we did have alt season here and there. We did see real pumps happen. Now if you look at this Pepe chart or like this Floki chart and many other charts, you'd see that there was a very strong alt season, but it depends what coins you were holding. Now if you were holding like say Dogecoin, Cardano, TRX or Tron, Chainlink, you did not have an alt season. But if you were onto meme coins especially, you did have an alt season, especially the right ones like we do in this channel. So don't forget to subscribe. Now, that is why me personally and many other people were expecting all season or the Bitcoin dominance to top around 60%, which is now at around 65% today. So we did not expect it to drag this long, because when you look at this Pepe chart, you cannot believe that this is still not an all season. But it is in fact still not an all season. And if we say this goes to around 945 days like the last time, this will take us around summer, where we start to see this decline on the Bitcoin dominance. This is pretty much how alt season happened, with the Bitcoin dominance going down. Now we can look again at Ethereum, and you can see here there's a yellow line. This is when Bitcoin dominance stopped here, and when it topped and it started going down, Ethereum started going up. And the same thing happened back in 2017 when the Bitcoin dominance dropped, Ethereum started going up. So in fact, we still haven't had a real alt season, even though we've seen a lot of pumps. And if you caught some, you should consider yourself lucky, or not lucky, but you should be very proud of yourself that you did catch coins pumping, because for the majority there is still no alt season. But on the bright side, it is pretty close to happen, the real one. For those that never experienced one, as I say, it's usually when everything pumps, not like what we had in 2023, early 2024, where you see only memes pumping. But a real alt season is where you see Ethereum, XRP, BNB, everything under the sun pumping and going through new all-time highs. But this is something we haven't seen yet. Now, even Litecoin is something that usually goes back to its all-time high each cycle, but it hasn't done so this year, or this cycle. In 2017, 2021, each time we have a bull market, that's an old coin that's always come back to its all-time high, but we haven't seen that happen this year, or this bull cycle. Now usually when an all season happens, that's the kind of stuff we see those old coins coming back. This would pretty much happen as soon as the Bitcoin dominance starts to roll over and starts to go down, and the ETH dominance starts to go up. And for the ETH dominance to start to go up, we need Ethereum to start going up. If we look at the Ethereum chart here on the monthly, we notice a very strong buy pressure here on Ethereum, where the monthly candle, the April candle, closed with this massive swing failure pattern, or this wick, where the price came back to reclaim this previous range or previous low from March low, and came back to it in May. And we can see now, even on the daily chart, it's holding pretty much above it. Actually, the strongest alt season we've had so far this cycle is the one in 2023 and or early 2024. It is pretty much this one. And this is the shocking part, guys, is that we're pretty much at its lows. This is pretty much the place where we're seeing Ethereum bounce and go for this massive rally. And we just broke above it again. We revisited it, we came back to it, and now we're broken above it, and then we reclaimed March low, and we're holding above it. So this is pretty much where we actually seen the beginning of this massive rally. Now, in fact, if we add the Pepe chart down below here, we see that as soon as it started to rally and really claim strength, then we started to see Pepe going on to this massive pump here. And if we add Dogecoin, it's pretty much the same thing. Now, this is October 2023. This is when it started to pump, starting an alt season. And we can see clearly how this plays out. It's a bit delayed on alts, but once it starts to rally, we see that reflect back on alts, but much stronger. Now, this year, or this cycle, is mainly going to be meme coins. I don't think we're going to see any major gains from other coins besides them going back to their all-time high like Cardano and others, but meme coins are going to be the ones that are going to do the crazy stuff as usual. But when you see this, you see clearly how this is when we seen the breakout on Ethereum, and Ethereum started to rally, then Doge started to follow. But we can see here it took some time for Dogecoin to actually follow Ethereum. Now, Ethereum went to that 3K level, and right around its time to hit, right before it hits 4K, this is when Dogecoin rallied, and then it took some time after to see another high on Dogecoin. The same thing happened on Pepe. So the only thing is that matters here is that we need Ethereum to pump. Now, as soon as Ethereum pumps and start to consolidate here around 4K, this is when altcoin starts to thrive. The same thing with Bitcoin. So we need as well Bitcoin to either consolidate here or just slowly range or go up again. Just not to do those crazy shakeout moves that we've seen lately here with Bitcoin. When we see Bitcoin doing these crazy moves and people screaming and people going nuts, that's what causes also alts to not thrive, is that whenever we see Bitcoin going to range highs, people are euphoric and bullish, and whenever it goes to range lows, people are bearish and crazy and panic selling. And as soon as Bitcoin stops doing that and just go on this slow grind up, this is also when we had the 2023 alt season is this time here where Bitcoin is just grinding up, just pumping, no crazy shakeouts, nothing like that, just Bitcoin going up. This is also what got it to start to pump. But if that's what we're gonna see now here, this is pretty much what we're gonna see as well happen again, where Bitcoin is gonna give confidence back to the market, and then Ethereum will start to see confidence as well and start to rally, and then we see alts rallying, and the alt season, the real one. And the reason this is gonna be a strong one is because of the global liquidity, as I've been explaining. As you all know by now, this is what causes those major rallies usually. As back in 2021, when the global liquidity broke out and started rallying, we've seen Ethereum going on this crazy parabola. And the same thing is happening now today. We've seen this global liquidity breaking out and slowly climbing up. And in fact, because it's been going up recently, it's got a delay. This is the reason why we've seen this pump now happening on Bitcoin and altcoins, is because of the delay here. We've seen this happen, and I remember I made a video and I said that this global liquidity pump is going to reflect soon on the charts, and we're starting to see that happen. We're just pricing in the initial move up. We haven't started really pricing in this real pump here. But once this actually starts to go crazy, like in 2021, this is when we're gonna see, like a month later or 2 months later, we're gonna see this crazy rally. and this is the main reason I'm very bullish on altcoins, and I believe a big alt season is going to happen, even though most of the market is very bearish and still not believing an alt season can happen, even though we're seeing Bitcoin breaking above here still and reclaiming a very massive range. We're seeing people still bearish, and the reason I know that is because of the fear and greed index, which is still in neutral. Crazy to think that people are very bearish today, but understandably, because most people, what they do is they buy high and sell low, and most people now are underwater after buying tops on coins, and they couldn't resist buying the pumps, and they don't know how to buy the dips, and that's why people are never gonna be at the right time when things are about to explode, and only buy later when things actually explode. So it's a good thing to see that the market is very neutral while Bitcoin is pumping, and we're gearing up for an actual pump here on Ethereum and meme coins and altcoins. And the second reason as well is the funding rate, which is still negative. More people are short than are long, and when more people are short, they do get liquidated and create a cascade event that is called a short squeeze that pumps the prices, and it also tells us how bearish people are in general now, which is another bullish reason why we're going to see massive rallies. And it's simple because most people are or most people sold, and most of the sellers sold already. Nobody left to sell, only people left are the ones that are gonna buy. So a lot of things are showing us an alt season is happening and it's coming soon, especially looking at the ETH chart. This is pretty much what I'm focused on right now. As soon as this starts to reclaim back and go back to the above 2000, this is when we're gonna see really this impact our favorite altcoins and meme coins and all that. So we keep that an eye on that. I'll keep you updated on that. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And thank you so much for watching it till the end, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.